Hey, I'm Zekken, and you're watching the Spike Tab channel. Hey, my name is Zekken, and I play Valor for Sentinels.
And I'm Camus. I'm with Spike Tab, obviously. Joined here by the man himself. Just came off a 2-0 win. Looked pretty good doing it. I just wanted to ask you about today's matches. Obviously, coming in, it was up in the air if John was going to play until like Friday.
Yeah.
Did you know right away on Friday that he was going to come?
I figured out at the same time as like everyone else did.
Okay.
It was pretty like last minute news, but it was good news. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason I asked that is obviously because you were spending some time scrimming with Curry.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask, like, did it make any like difference that you split scrims up? Like, did you feel any like, not like panic, but did it feel like thrown together last minute playing together? Or felt fine?
I mean, yeah, it was just this week that we scrimmed with Curry. I think it was 4 or 5 scrim days total, but we got no time with John when he got here. It was just like he just showed up to work and played. But yeah, with Curry, we knew in advance that John was probably going to have visa issues, so we had him on standby like the whole time, and so he knew at some point he would probably have to fly out and scrim, and so it wasn't really like last minute for Curry to sub in, but it's definitely last minute finding out that John was going to play.
Does that affect you at all? Like, do you, obviously you mostly have been playing Jett and Praise the past, like, I don't know, like 50 games or something like that, which is, it makes sense, but like, let's say Curry played, would we see something wacky?
No.
Since we're not going to see it, you can let us know.
No, it wouldn't really be too different. When we were skimming with him, we just had him play exactly what John played, and then we shifted the like calling responsibility over to Zelsis.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, it wasn't anything really too different. Like they have like slightly different play styles. Like the Curry's a bit more aggressive, I would say, but for the most part, it was pretty much the same thing.
Word. And yeah, so today, obviously, map 1 was pretty wrapped up. Map 2, you went a little bit brazy, 311 ACS. I just wanted to ask, like, since anybody can pop off on your team at any time, obviously you're like the duelist, and everybody's like, oh, Zekken's the carry. But I just want to, like, from your perspective, since your teammates can pop off at any time, is there like a relief of pressure of like, I have to carry all the time, as in you can just play your game, or what's that feel like, I guess, to be given so much freedom?
It's definitely nice to have teammates as good as I have. I would say, like, across the team, it's not really on any one person to carry. I think everyone kind of accepts their role. Like, I go in first, John goes last, you know, type stuff. Everyone kind of does their own little job, and whoever ends with kills. Usually if our teamwork is really flowing, like our initiators like Tyson and Saucy have really good setup util, that's like the maps that you see me go really crazy on. So you'll see like today's split, like Tyson's flashes were really good, and Saucy's dogs and flashes were really good as well, so they set me up a lot. That's why I had like a lot of kills and nice numbers. But in our system generally, like anyone can have a pop-off map. It doesn't really feel like there's like a huge responsibility on my shoulders to really do that.
For sure. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just going into that, I guess, obviously there's a cliche of like having to work harder to stay on top, but it feels like everything is just kind of in place, rolling for you from when it was in Madrid. It doesn't really look like you guys have lost a step. Do you feel like that? Do you feel well-oiled?
Yeah, I would say so. I think like a big thing for us is that our form in Madrid, we didn't really feel like it was still like our very best, like our peak of how good we can be.
For sure.
So I think we've kept a lot of the same process that was working for us in Madrid, and even kickoff before that, like a few months ago. Just trying to show up to work every day, keep slowly getting better, grinding out like the 1% on each individual, slowly getting better and better at it. And I think we haven't really hit like a plateau yet. Like we still find a lot of things that we can improve on. Like we go back and watch all of our games and point out mistakes and try and figure out different like niche like micro things that we can figure out and get better. But it's just kind of like at this point, now that I feel like we're in good form. I think it's just about finding those little things and slowly getting better.
Not their peak confirmed. Clip that. Yeah, and then I guess I want to talk about agents a little bit. Obviously, like, I don't want to say the meta is stale, but it kind of is a little bit stale with what picks are going on. Yeah. I just want to ask, like, is it ever boring for you to play the same 2 agents over and over? Or are you more of like I like to win kind of guy, so I play, it's fun when I win? Or if there was another agent that you could bust out, if, like, let's say everything was viable for some odd reason, who would you rather play?
I personally have no preference. I am just like, if we win, it's fun kind of guy.
Same.
I have experience on every duelist except for Yoru. I played a lot of Phoenix back in the day. I played a lot of Neon as well back in the day. So if those agents like became more prevalent, I'd be fine with it. Yoru was probably the biggest like learning curve, if any agent.
Cool.
And am I missing a duelist? ISO is terrible, so there's that. But yeah, I would say it's a bit stale. I think Raisin Jet is probably the dominant two, and there's not really a lot that other agents are doing right now to like push past that. I think what I think is going to happen is that Riot's going to either nerf Raze or Jett, or both even, to try and push the other duelists up a bit, because I think the issue right now is that like the other duelists are good, but they don't make space the way Raze and Jett do. There's no like satcheling in, there's no like dashing in. Neon can go fast, and Yoru can teleport, but those are kind of gimmicky.
Yep.
But
for sure.
yeah, so I would say for the most part it's kind of stale between Raze and Jett, but the other agents, they're fun in their own right, and probably will get a chance to shine eventually.
Do you think it's just like sorry, do you think it's just a taking space thing, or do you think like the mobility helps too, like in the other sense too, like being able to get out? Is that also a big factor?
I think both are the most important part of those two agents being so well picked. I think
they're just the only ones that have both.
Yeah, they are the only ones that got both. I think Neon, to some extent, has that too. You'll see, like Miniboo in Europe, he's probably the biggest Neon player, or like the best Neon player right now. He does a lot of, he's very annoying with it. Like he'll be able to get a pick and then stun and sprint away, and it's works similar to like a Razor, or Jett, Satchel, or Dash. Just being able to, you know, like go for one and just sprint away. I think Yoru's got that to some extent too with his teleport, but I think, yeah, the reason Raze and Jett are so good is because they have that, and it's so easy to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess, like, heading into this match, what were your expectations? Did you expect it 2-0?
Yeah, I thought we were going to lose, I'm not going to lie. I thought
Did you feel rusty, or what? AK mode took over a little, or?
No, it was more just, like, we hadn't got a chance to really change anything. We were running a lot with the same game plans that we had in Madrid. And
you felt like teams had a lot of footage on you?
Yeah, I thought teams had a lot of footage on us. I thought 100 Thieves, from what I heard, they were very playing very well in scrims, so that's kind of sketchy.
Hey, from what I heard, a lot of teams were playing really well in scrims this past week.
We are not. That's the thing. So everyone's playing.
I'm just saying, I've heard that about a lot of teams.
Yeah, I guess everyone's.
We got to start devaluing these scrim bucks.
Yeah, scrim bucks are something.
We got to. They're an inflated currency.
They are an inflated currency right now. Well, I guess C9 did win. They had some scrim bucks too, and they won.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 Thieves had scrim bucks. You know, they had probably a good month or two of practice and being able to watch all the matches. So I thought they were at an advantage coming into today.
For sure.
But we just kind of, we were pretty clean today, I would say. I think we didn't make as many mistakes. We cleaned up a lot of like small things somehow with no practice, but just kind of proud of that, I guess.
Do you all, I guess I could just ask you personally, do you watch a lot of like footage on your own outside of like when you're with the team?
Yeah.
Okay. I would assume that your teammates are the same way, probably.
They are.
Makes sense.
I think all of us, to like different extents, are just fans of the esport as a whole, and just try and watch as much as we can.
Yeah, so it probably helps.
Yeah.
I mean, awesome, dude. I guess if you're down, you don't have to make a prediction, but I would love for you to do one. Just like who you think the teams that'll be going to Shanghai are.
Shanghai. It's 3 teams, right?
Yeah.
Gotta go us. Really would like to go to Shanghai. That'd be
of course.
Fun.
You're pretty close, points-wise.
That's true. NRG look really good, too. I would probably put them. And then after that, I guess Loud. They looked pretty bad against NRG, but you could kind of chalk that up to like them being incredibly jet-lagged because they had 4 players just flying the night before.
Yeah.
But we played against
they were all doing Irish jigs for like a week.
They were in Dublin chilling.
Yeah.
But they always, like, we played them, I think, 3 or 4 times this year, and they always are just incredibly strong as a team and very consistent. So I don't really see them faltering too bad. I think they'll be fine.
For sure. And I guess just to close it out, even though you guys are doing well and everything's looking up, I always want to ask this. What do you feel like you need to improve on the most? Like you, Zekken?
Just the hopping. I don't know. I think people still see me as a weak Jett player, but I would say it's like less consistent that I get to pop off on her compared to Raze. Raze is very easy to pop off on, at least in my opinion, but I need to have some more pop-off maps on Jett. I gotta improve on that.
Yeah, maybe not as easy against the people you're playing against, but for sure. Yeah. Awesome, dude. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you joining me.
Of course.
Sweet.